Come on. I'm about to go live from my phone. Okay. And we are live. Hello and welcome to Get to the Bag. I am your host, Embrielle Coleman, and this podcast is brought to you by Columbus Black and Mayo. Columbus Black serves to be the primary source of communication in Columbus, Ohio, so make sure you are following them on all social media platforms. Mayo, making your life entertaining, is the next generation of software where you can curate your own experiences with just the tap of a finger. It's free, easy to use, and when you're looking for things to do, places to go, places to eat, just mile it. So make sure y'all download that Mile app today. Summer's almost up, so get that in your phones and get to traveling. Okay. We have amazing lineup for y'all tonight. And while we are getting them on the live, enjoy this song, Outer Space by Persona, an artist out of Cleveland, Ohio. How was y'all day today? I will let y'all know. I had one of them days today, but it's okay. So let's just settle down and just listen. Listen to what I gotta say. I know we into different lanes, but come to my lane, baby. Trust me, it won't be the same. We'll take my hand, baby, and I'll go with me and see the finer things with me. Hi, sis. Let me know if y'all hear a little echo, because y'all know how this goes, technical difficulties and whatever. We got Kayla, my sis, here. Hey, Kay. We're about to get Jada on here. Y'all, it's about to be a lot of people on this live. We live twice. This is like 6 people. Really, it's only 3, but we live twice. Y'all get it right. I like that song. All right. Did y'all got the invites?
I don't see one.
Second. Hey y'all, come on in. Come on in the room. All right, Jada, check yours. Destiny, give me your Instagram one more time, because I don't know why it's not sending.
It is Radiant, and then Simone with a Y.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and loop this.
I don't see it either online. So let me.
Not coming through.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Okay. We gonna figure it out. How was y'all day? Y'all in the chat, talk to me. How was y'all Tuesday? And if y'all don't see it, you can also try to request to join the live.
Okay, I'll do that.
That might help too.
So it doesn't even show that it's live online anymore.
Make sure you're following it again to the bag. Setup, we love a good setup, y'all. Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. All right, did you get anything? How about you, Destiny?
No, ma'am. Let me try one more time.
Are y'all able to request to join at all?
No, I'm not
gonna log out and log back in. See if that helps.
Yeah, it just a minute ago it was saying it was live, and now it's not.
Yeah, but I did see you were live on my phone, but I'm no longer seeing that.
Okay, so let's make sure we are live, right? Give me a thumbs up, y'all, if y'all can see us, hear us, because I might have to log off and get back on, but issue. I can hear you, yeah. Jay, did you get anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay, y'all, so guess what? We gonna come right back. Give me like 2 minutes. We'll be right back live. Okay, so is everybody following the show?
Yes, I don't know
Yeah.
why I wasn't at first, so I apologize. I was getting everything, but now we're in. I have getting to the bag, follow, so I should be good.
Okay, how about you, Destiny?
Nothing yet. Let me check. Still not seeing it. But I saw you were live like when you first went on, and then now I don't see anything. You're on mute,
You're
Kayla.
muted, Kayla.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Kayla.
All I did was go to her page, and then when she went live, I was just in there with the normal people, and then she sends it'll pop up for you to click yes, but you have to like click on her story once it turns live and be like,
Okay, so I'm
That's
on
what
the
I've been
page.
waiting on. Bam, did you request or did you accept my following?
No, I'm about to go back live here in a sec. So
Okay,
I
so
don't
as soon as you
think
go,
so.
I'll push request.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're live, y'all. We had to hop off for a second, but you already know what it is. Get into the bag is here, brought to you by Columbus Black and Mile. We're about to get everybody on the live. Here we go. Here we go. You know, technical difficulties not gonna keep no 3 Black women down. Are you kidding? Here we go.
My bad.
Awesome. All right, we about to add. Oh, see, look, we just had to hop off and come back on. Awesome. All right, we about to add. Oh, see, look, we just had to hop off and come back on. See, hey, everybody. See, look. All right, and make sure y'all turn down the devices on one of your. Turn down the devices. Turn down the volume, honey. Hey, everybody, give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear and see me okay in the chat. We have everybody here. My apologies for the brief technical difficulties. Y'all know how that go. But get into the bag. We are live. We are here and we are ready to go. I see a couple circles spinning. So we're going to go ahead and start with introductions with Kayla, because it looks like you're the only one that got some service, girl. So we go ahead. Let's go right ahead and get into it.
okay. Well, I am Kayla Hunter. I am 25 years old, originally from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm a triple bobcat.
Triple Bobcat. Tell people what that means, just in case they don't know.
That means I graduated from Ohio University 3 times.
She love it. She love OU, y'all. So bad, real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad. And how was your day today?
It was good. I was productive, got some work done, got some gym time in, and now I'm talking to my son. So great day.
You was grown. You went to the gym, work, and was productive.
Girl,
I aspire.
not every day.
No, for real. I can let you know that today was just one of those days for me, you know. It wasn't ultra productive, but we're here and we're live. Hey, yeah, we're gonna get 3. Are y'all able to get back on?
I don't know what happened, but it like kicked me out.
Oh no. Okay.
It kicked me out too, and I kept refreshing. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, well, y'all, guess what?
But they can see us on the computer, right?
Oh wait.
Yeah, no, they can't.
Maybe I can call y'all. Oh.
So what I need everybody to do, try to hop on. No, Jed, I can't accept it that way.
Sorry.
Okay. So what we need everybody to do, because y'all know we are live from YouTube. So if y'all got my YouTube link in the bio. Wait, before we do that, let me try one more time. Yes. Sis, tell my people what degrees you have.
Okay, yes, I have my Bachelor of Sport Management. Then I have my Master's of Business Administration and Master of Sport Administration.
Period. Women in sports.
Yes, ma'am.
Ow. All right, we try one more time, y'all. So what we are going to do, y'all know this don't stop nothing. 10K.
Hey,
Y'all know this does not stop the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our talents to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, we're going to take it to Facebook and we're going to finish this episode from that link. Okay. So we'll catch y'all on the other side. All right. Love y'all and make sure y'all hop on the other live. We're still live. This is not goodbye. Go to the link. All right. All right. All right, ladies. So we are here. Unfortunately, Instagram did not work out, but that's okay. So introductions, we'll go back to that. Kayla, you did yours. Jada, you go ahead with your introduction.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jada Pollard. I'm also a Bobcat. Went to OU and graduated in 2017. Now I work for the NBA, working for the 2021 champions, Milwaukee Bucks.
Wow. Congrats to you and go Bucks.
Thank you.
And how about you, Miss Simone?
All right. Hello, everyone. I am Destiny Price, a very proud Texas native. I did my undergrad at the University of Texas at Arlington, go Mavericks. And I did my master's in sports administration at Ohio University. So I am a Bobcat as well, which is where I met these lovely ladies. I went on to, I've been in the sports industry for over 10 years now. Just finished coordinating my 7th Super Bowl. I am the proud founder of Transition to Win, along with these lovely ladies. And we're excited to be here today.
Absolutely. I just see just so much beautiful, educated, smart Black women in front of me. I love to see it. And I have some questions for y'all, right? We're going to go ahead and break the ice here. So this question, first one is for Destiny.
All right, let's go.
What do you wish you had more time to do?
All right. So for me, it's being outdoors. So hiking, which I got to get a 2.5 mile hike in this morning, and plant care, because I love plants. And anyone who knows me, if I can spend all day doing something with plants, I would.
Absolutely. Hiking, you go, girl. That's all I'm going to say. But no, that's amazing. And I too am a plant mom. So trying to get my little green thumb going here. How many plants do you have?
Good question. About 10, but I have like big plants. So I have like a 6-foot fig tree. Like I like big plants, not like a whole bunch of little ones.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, you got me all the way, B. I aspire. And you go, girl. And then Kayla, my question for you. What does success look like for you?
Oh, that's a great question. Balance. The simple answer is balance. So as I mentioned earlier, trying to like work out, trying to make sure I'm productive in my day, connecting with Jesus each and every day, and ultimately like just reaching freedom. Like I think that that's what we all push for, whether that's what we want to work for. I think we mask it as money, but we really just want the freedoms to be able to do what we please in life. So for me, that would be success once I can reach that level.
Absolutely. And you will. Okay, we're climbing. And Jada, if you could go back 3 years ago, what's the best advice you would give to your past self?
That's a good question. I would say to believe, right? Like to believe you can do it. Like I would tell myself, like, you got this, girl. Whatever stress you're going through, it's worth it. And you keep climbing. Like I dealt with like confident issues and all different things like that. But, you know, keep pushing, having people in my corner to push me and, you know, instill in me that I can do it has been super helpful. So I would tell my self 3 years ago is keep going, girl. You got this.
Yes. A message for everybody out there. That was my message today. I told myself that about 3 times within like an hour. But yes, believe in yourself and keep going. Well, thank y'all for answering my questions. Really great answers there. And we're going to get into the business. All right. We're going to get straight into it. Destiny, you know, you're the founder.
Yes.
So I would love to know what made you even start this business? What made you think about it?
Yeah, great question. I get this asked all the time. So I grew up eating snow cones and watching Texas Rangers baseball. So my family owned the sole snow cone providers for the Texas Rangers when I was growing up. So I literally grew up in the stadium. So I knew business and sports went hand in hand from an early age. And of course, I played sports, saw sports from all different angles. And then I started working in the sports industry, from marketing coordinating at a Division I university to working for the Cincinnati Bengals to working in professional tennis and professional golf and seeing different angles. But I realized no one was helping the athlete once they stepped off the field. No one was helping the athlete once they drove away from the stadium. They walked off the track, they got out of the pool. And that didn't sit well with my spirit, right? So it's like, okay, you have all this in place to support them, to train them, to give them structure. But then once they walk off that field, that structure is ripped away. And that was like, okay, identify the problem, got it, now become the solution. And it took me a while to go to the drawing board and figure out what would work. And when I was at Ohio University, that's when the solution, like literally I had an epiphany moment. I was in an appointment with the student because I was the assistant director of the Center for Student Success and Career Center at Ohio University. And I was working through their plan for after sports and realized, wait a minute, or after college. And I realized this is it. This is what's missing, the missing piece between someone sitting down one-on-one, helping an athlete come up with their game plan for life. And then took off from there.
That was like your spark. Like I always say, like your spark, what ignited your fuel, your fire. I love that. And you met Kayla and Jada as well while that spark was happening, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
It's very funny. I can't wait for them to share that story with you.
Yes, right. We're going to get right into that. But Jada, so how did Destiny come to you about the business?
It was more like me coming to Destiny. I would go to Destiny all the time, like, help me. I need to, I need a job out of college. Like I'm stressed. So it would be me spending a lot of time in her office. I also was fortunate to work across the hall. So Kayla and I worked for the Junior Executive Business Program, and we were like the coordinators, making sure that the program was running, and we were planning the entire program. So with that, we spent a lot of time in the College of Business with Ebony Porter and Miss Beatrice. So with Destiny working in there, like she was my mentor, my life coach. So I just went in her office one day and she had these letters on the wall and it was like WIN. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like when? And she was like, yeah. But then she broke it down to me. She was like, well, it means what is next? And I was like, oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Yes.
And so, I'm a senior, but, I'm still young and still planning my life. Right. So she talked about like her vision and what she wanted to do. And she's like, look, I'm going to start something to help athletes transition to the next level. And it's going to be titled What Is Next. Right. Like, so she was still in the phases of like the entire name, but I just remember the win stood out specifically to me because of those bold letters. And like, kid you not, I was like, girl, call me. Like once you get it done. And once, it's your thing, call me. Yep. I was like, I don't care where I am. I want to be a part. So fast forward to, I'm going through working at the Bucks, like starting inside sales, which is definitely like a hard transition coming out of college, moving to Wisconsin, where I don't know a lot of people. Just very fortunate to still have those, the support, right? Still keep me in contact with Kayla. She's still in school, keep me in contact with Destiny, like helping me with that transition. And, like all my friends and family at home. But I just remember through my track, like we would kind of catch up, but we didn't talk too much about it. And then 2020 came, COVID happened. As we all know, our world was spun upside down and we're like, what are we going to do? So I get a call from Destiny and she's like, hey, and I'm like, oh, hey girl. And she is like, hey, I want you to be a part of that vision we talked about back in 2016. I want you to be a part of that vision. And I was like, no way. I was like, you talking about when? Like WIN, those letters?
That, right.
And she's like, I told you I'll call you. So I, of course, get emotional. And I'm just like, yeah, like, I don't even care. I'm in. Like, no matter what I'm doing, I am in. So, from there, she told me that she also asked Kayla, got me emotional again, because we're a circle of mentors, right? So like, we have a very special story with us three here, and it's just a blessing and an honor. So I'll let Kayla tell her part too, but that is my story of how I got involved with Transition to Win.
Yes, Kayla, and share your story.
Yes, I'll keep it brief because it's real similar to Jada's. As she said, we all worked on the second floor of the College of Business. So Same story. I was like, when? I'm like looking at Destiny like, I know it means something, like, because that's just how her brain works. So then she does the whole spiel that Jada just said. And I'm like, okay, well, call me if you ever need me. You need somebody to lean on, whatever it is, just talking and passing. And from there, as Jada mentioned, though, Jada was my peer mentor at Ohio University when I first got there. So she was my mentor. We had our own relationship. And then, again, met Destiny on the second floor of the College of Business. And when Jada left, I would be in Destiny's office like, girl, I'm stressed. I don't know what my life is. Like, I need help. So she would help me strategize, and she became my mentor. So then full circle, I get the call in 2020. I still remember I'm in Las Vegas with my LS, Jayla, and we are having a great time. And Destiny's like, hey, so remember that business? I'm like, what is next? Like, yeah. She's like, remember you said I'm like, where we getting at? And then she's like, I would love for you to come on and be a transition coach. And I'm like, absolutely. So that's my story. Very simple.
Destiny, definitely a woman of your word. He was like, I'm for real. We really about to make this a thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's because I saw something in each of them, right? Just how they connected with people, how people trusted them, how they leaned on people, they gave advice, but they also weren't afraid to ask for help when needed too.
I can see that. I can feel that. And I love how you are mentors to each other. Like, I feel like mentorship is such a strong part of professionalism in itself, and being an entrepreneur, everybody needs one. So I love how you are all able to mentor one another, Destiny being a mentor to y'all. I'm sure that Destiny learns from y'all as well. So I love that in y'all circle. It doesn't feel like it's no power shift. But with y'all being Bobcats and OU bringing y'all together, I need to know, what is your favorite Bobcat memories? I'm going to start with you, Kayla.
I have a lot that I can remember, but keeping it, in true OU fashion, I'm sure we have a lot that we can and cannot remember. But I don't know. I would say just being around my people. Like, I don't know. I feel like OU had a very tight, I'll say community, but specifically like Black community. Like, I feel like we all just knew each other. So me coming into myself, being a part of different organizations, I feel like is profound memories. I feel like that's where I got my start as a young business professional, and then also met some of my closest friends. I was always at Jada's house when she was on campus, and then when she went on, I was always with my line sisters. So I feel like I always had a community, and I think them is my best memories. So.
Yeah, those are some of the best parts of OU. Black OU, as people would say, just a different feel. You get a whole different OU, for real. How about you, Jada?
Oh man, I was trying to think when Kayla was talking, and I'm like, I literally.
It's funny because I could tell that you was thinking. Like,
I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna say? But it is very tough. Like, all of those nights, like with my girls, like honestly, I still have like a close group message like with all of my girls from college, and it's just a blessing that I've also intertwined that group of friends like with my like homegirls back at home, right? Like, so it's a really cool relationship that I'm very blessed to have. I would say one of my memories, and it sticks out, and it's funny because I was kind of a little shy, and I'm like, oh, I hope people like me when I come here. I'm like, I need to find the Black people, like Black OU. So I just went kind of I really put myself out there, and my friend group did Act Like a Noob as a freshman. And I was terrified, right? Like, to get in front of Black OU and do that. Right. So then to that point, like it taught me things for myself, right? Like, oh, cool. I can get in front of people. Like, I can do this. And just having like a good time with my girls was really fun. So that's one of my big memories. But every day, like Kayla said, like we always had good times, and Kayla would be like, I'm coming over. I'm like, come on, girl, like you part of us, like come hang out with the family. So
yeah, you definitely made your own fun.
Yes,
for sure. And Destiny, I mean, I know you went to OU a little later, but share your favorite memory.
Well, mine was a little different because I was in grad school there for 1 year, and then I was like a professional on campus. So I remember one day Kayla and Jada and some other people wanted me to go to a fest with them. But again, I'm a professor on campus, and I was like, So they put me in like incognito to go to this fest. So like whole hat, and like we were just trying to go incognito. So we definitely enjoyed a fest with me incognito, not as Professor Price. And that was a lot of fun. And then my very first bar was great as well.
I absolutely love that. So you was in fest like this, like
Yes, I really no, literally
turning up, but also
pulling the hat down, like, oh shoot, like please don't let me see a student. Yeah.
well, if you know about fest season, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I have to say. But I love those memories at OU. Definitely some good ones. Are y'all going back to bar?
That is my plan. That is my plan.
Unfortunately, I cannot make it, but I did go to bar last time and had a blast.
Okay.
But you know, I'll be at the next bar. So
okay. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna be calling you like Destiny. You said you was gonna be there. Did any of y'all play any sports? With y'all being so into sports, literally, that's y'all careers right now. What sports did y'all play, if any, starting with Destiny?
Yeah, basketball, and I ran track. I grew up from a very athletic family full of a lot of coaches.
Wow. And how about you, Jada?
So you know, as a kid, I tried everything. I was very involved with swimming.
Swimming.
Yes. So I was a lifeguard for like 8 years. So I love swimming. My sister played water polo, so we were fish for sure. So I really enjoyed that. But soccer was my main sport, and then softball. But I played soccer like select, so travel ball, and did that from like age 8 to 16. And then my parents were like, look, we're spending a lot of money. Are you going to college for this? And I was like, oh, I don't think so. So I had to make that decision. But then from there, I was like, look, if I'm not going to play, like I'm going to do something with sports.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna probably be calling you after this live because I can't swim. Your girl can't swim.
I got you, girl. I taught lessons and everything.
Yeah, let's pick that up, please, and thank you. How about you, Kay?
Yeah, as a kid, I pretty much tried everything too. Got some soccer pictures in there. I don't think I was that good at that. Moved on to volleyball, did AAU track, did all-star cheerleading, did high school cheerleading. So played, I don't know if I said basketball, but I wasn't that good at that. So my main sports were cheerleading and volleyball.
Got it. So y'all definitely can get the athletic point of view when it comes to this business and what to do after you are off the field, right? So we're going to get into more of the business, right? I had a couple of like follow-up questions regarding OU, but I want to know about the business. We done talked about enough OU, okay? So Destiny, when regarding the sports industry, regarding transition to win, you know, you're a Black woman in this field. What is your take on women in the sports industry? Do you feel like it's inclusive? What do you feel?
Great question. Okay, so women in the sports industry, I feel like women in the sports industry were already like, oh, is that a woman they just hired? Like, you don't really see that many of us. You're seeing more of us now because we're speaking up and walking in as our authentic selves. When before it was like, oh, just go in, keep your head down. And now it's like, no, this is who I am. You hired me to get all of me. And this is who I am and what I bring to the table. And when you see Black women specifically in the sports industry, you're seeing a tribe of people, because for her to get to whatever level she's at, there are tons of other Black women that are connected to her, that were rooting for her, praying for her, supporting her, talking her through different things. And that's what I love about specifically Black women in the sports industry. We are lifting each other up. There's different calls weekly. There's different things that you can join and really build that camaraderie, that sisterhood, to where it's like, hey, there's a position open. I know you're interested in this. You need to go apply.
Why do you feel like that stigma is there? Like sports is just something women and Black women shouldn't even be in, shouldn't be discussing?
Ooh, I can get real deep with this question, but I'm not gonna go all the way in there. But
merge a little bit
discussion, because I mean, what is it? Shut up and play, right? But you don't say shut up and play to certain players or certain athletes. Shut up and play was said to a specific type of athlete, right? And so if that's how they're talking to the athlete, guess how they're talking to their moms, their aunts, their wives, their girlfriends, their sisters, and women that look like all of us on the call. Now, just because that was recorded saying that to an athlete, what are they saying behind closed doors and to our faces at times?
Exactly.
That's why it's such a separator, or traditionally have been such a separator. But hey, every time you show up as your authentic self in this industry, you are literally bringing other people with you and letting them see like, oh, okay, she can do this. Oh, she does know what she's talking about. Yes, and yes.
Yes, and yes, and yes. I'm gonna get to Kayla here in a second, but I want you to answer one last question for me. That being, what do you want to see more of and less of when it comes to Black women in the sports industry, women in sports as well?
Yeah, women in sports more. right? More and more. Because if you look at just the numbers, there's more women in the world than the other gender. So why shouldn't there be more representation when it comes to sports? Even if we're not playing, we can still be on the business side.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely more. And then what was the second half of your question?
What would you like to see less of?
Less of, I would like to see less of players getting taken advantage of, right? I don't like that. Athletes are human beings. Athletes feel, they think, they hear, they doubt, just like everyone else. So I don't like seeing anyone getting taken advantage of, specifically athletes.
Yes, absolutely. And that's when like those contracts and all of that come into play, correct?
Exactly.
Yes. Well, Kayla, why do you feel like it's important to showcase Black women in sports?
Representation. I think that it matters to be a young girl. And I think a lot of times, at least for me growing up, I always seen the athlete on the sport, or on the screen, but behind the scenes, right? There's the business side of it. And I think that for so long, I didn't know that existed, which is why I majored in it, really just to find more career options. And then being in school and learning more about the business, it's like, wait, like this person is in collegiate athletics. Now we have NIL, like there's a lot of women behind that machine as well. And then also on the pro side, right? Like I think the first thing I wanted to be was an agent, right? Just because I didn't know all of the career paths that existed. So once I met more women in that realm, specifically more women that looked like me, it gave me something to aspire to be. And then to set my own way for other young women and young girls that may look up to me. So I think it just boils down to representation.
What is NIL?
Name, image, and likeness. So if you hear how some athletes can now capitalize on their own brands, right? Get deals from companies, get sponsorships, endorsements from companies at the collegiate level. That's essentially all capsuled inside of NIL.
Learn something new literally every single day. And Jada, same question for you. Why does representation matter to you?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll just give an actual example. So like coming here with the Bucks, I remember walking in and I saw one Black woman, and she's actually in our book. Her name is Karita. She's amazing. But I walked in and I saw her. She works in partnerships, and she, she's the boss, right? So I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I didn't see more than one. I didn't see people on my side of the floor, but I was like, I can do this, right? So it's like, it's to show up, like, even if you don't realize you're showing up, right? So like me being able to see her, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna push to do this. Like I am a Black woman. I want to be another Black woman that's the boss, that's making it. And now I'm in a manager position and I'm recruiting and trying to get diverse talent. And my goal is like, if you see me recruiting you, like know that you can be me one day, right? Like you can do it. So I feel like now it's my job to show up.
That is a such an empowering feeling when you walk into a room where you don't expect to see a Black woman, and not only is she a Black woman in the room, but she is the person in power. Like you be like, oh, okay, girl.
Right.
Like
I want to be
you
here.
Even like come to her different, right?
Yes.
Still respectful, but it's humbling, So I love that example. That's really true. And like y'all all said, representation matters so much. You never know who's looking at you, who wants to be you. Destiny, can you tell me transitions to win? What is the main goal of this business and why you're so passionate about it?
Yeah, so I'm so passionate about it because, again, my purpose in life is to nurture plants and people, because athletes are being nurtured for a certain limited amount of time. Once their athletic abilities are used up, once they're injured, once they're cut, once there's a newer, younger, faster athlete, then it's like, okay, cool, we used you, now good luck to you. But that's not enough. I'm passionate about it because they deserve more. And when men and women who are athletes and have that strong mindset are empowered, then we empower our society as a whole, right? And as more people empowered and confident in themselves and the society, it's a trickle-down effect, right? The homes are more stable, the families are more stable, the next generation is more stable. There's a bigger impact than just one person.
Right. And that makes total sense. And I love what you stand for. That is really passionate. I mean, nobody wants to see people taken advantage of, because that's ultimately what that is, right? So use them up, spit them out when you're done. But this business don't do that. This business is the total opposite of that.
Exactly. My mentor literally always told me, identify the problem and become the solution. And I literally kept seeing that as a reoccurring problem, no matter where I was in the sports industry. And I was like, okay, I can either keep looking at it and saying it's a problem, or I can figure out a way to solve it.
Exactly. And when I think about athletes that was done to, that I feel like athletes were taken advantage of, I automatically think Delonte West, right? And, you know, great basketball player, had a huge stint with the Cavs, and then to go from like literally on the street right now. So tell me a little bit, I'm going to go to Kayla for this question. Tell me your take on that situation, and how do you feel like he got in that situation?
I don't want to pinpoint or generalize because I don't know the intricacies of his situation. I don't know if it's right. We talk about mental health. I don't know what path led him there. And I think that I seen Mark Cuban did try to reach out and do some things, right? I don't know, again, the ins and outs, but I don't want to say that no one's trying to be a helping hand. But to your point, to have it all and then to lose it all, I think that it goes back to the core of what we're trying to do, which is, who are you outside of being an athlete? If I ask you a question right now, like, who are you? Can you articulate who you are? I think that we're all like walking brands, right? And I think especially us being business bobcats, like that is ingrained in your brain. Like a mission statement, a value proposition, you know how to analyze a business, but can you do that, for yourself as well? So I think that that's the core of what we try to do. And I think that if you know who you are, aside from your sport, you can easily avoid losing it all, as you will.
And I have a question, you know, just playing devil's advocate. Actually, let's not say devil, because no. But just to challenge that question a little bit, what if athletes feel like who they are is their sports identity? Like they are that sport, like they don't have any other identity outside of basketball or football. How do you counter that and help them realize that they're more than that?
Yeah, so step into Coach K's transition session. So you're not allowed to mention your sport, especially if it's our first meeting. Like, don't mention it. I want to know who you are as a person. And if you can't articulate that, then we work backwards. Okay, what are your top 3 character strengths or traits, right? Who do you say you are? What developed in you? Something as a child was developed in you, your character traits, right? And I think that we can evolve as people, but our principles and who we are often don't shift as much throughout our lifetime. So again, that's what we're pulling out of that person. You're going to be able to tell me who you are as a person. And then if you purchase our book, I'll give you like one slight example that we have in the book, as I mentioned, is go look up to a business that you idolize, look into their mission statement, look into their value proposition, look into their core principles, right? And then do that exercise for you. So yes, you're going to develop a mission statement for yourself. Can you articulate who you are as a brand, right? We're going to spend, I don't care if it takes the next 5 sessions figuring that out. That's what we're going to focus on, because you're going to know who you are as a person before we leave out of here. And then we'll set the laying blocks for the full transition. But yeah.
That answered that question. I ain't got much else to say about that.
Yes, Coach K.
I love that. Jada, tell me about your style as a transition coach and how you approach your clients.
Yeah, for sure. And just to like also piggyback from that last question, once Kay swept the floor with that, she knew what she was saying. So we love Coach K. But to that, like, also, I think the biggest piece that we need to, mend is that just because you're not playing the sport doesn't mean you have to be done with sports, right? Like, and that is our job. Like, all 3 of us work in sports in some capacity, and we didn't play, like we stopped playing our sport, right? Like you asked us in the beginning, like, what do we play and what are we doing now? And those are 2 different things, but sport's still the common ground. So, my job as a coach, like I like to just, talk to people and learn them, right? Like pick their brain and hear more about like who they want to be. And if they do mention their sport in that, like opening up opportunities, it's like, cool. Well, you mentioned your sport, but you also mentioned you like relationship building and you like to talk to people and you want to help. So let's guide you into a job that has all of that, plus working in your sport, right? Just because you're not playing doesn't mean you can't still be passionate about what you love.
Exactly. And I have to come to the founder for the same question. Explain your coaching style and how you plan to shift your clients' lives.
Yeah. So my whole coaching philosophy is challenge and support. I'm going to challenge you to be your best self, but I'm also going to support you while you're going through that journey and that process, because it's hard, right? It's not easy to look inside yourself and ask some questions that you haven't asked before. It's not easy to do it by yourself when you're used to doing it with a team. But I'm there to support you, and we're there to support you along the way, each step, whether it's, okay, boosting you up and being your cheerleader, being your sister, being your auntie, being whoever it needs to be to encourage you in that moment. But you're going to be challenged, but you're going to be supported. You're not going to be left alone.
She said, this ain't no cakewalk. You will be challenged.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get into the book, right? Because Kayla mentioned the book. She said we can't give you everything for free 99, but let's talk about the book. In order, starting with Jada, how are your overall feelings about this book? And from your point of view, why do you think people should read it?
Yeah, I mean, one, it's crazy that us three got together and wrote a book, and we're all in different states. Like, I think that's like one of the coolest things, that we were able to be diligent and come together and write this book virtually, right? Like, we did it together. We were we stuck to a strict schedule and we made it work. But you know why you should read this book? And it's definitely geared towards athletes, but you can take this in your personal life, like throughout anything that you do, right? It's a realization. It's being real with yourself. It's sitting down and taking note. Like, it's an interactive book for a reason. We didn't want you to just read it and then on to the next, right? Like, we wanted you to be engaged, and it's not even that long of a book, right? It's for you to sit down and grab a pen. Like we tell you, grab your pen and paper or in your book, and you're going to write away, because one, you can always go back to this book and see where you've grown. So it's always going to be a stepping stone to watch you grow to the next, level, to the next step, whatever you need to, realize, but also pull things out of yourself that you didn't realize, because like Destiny said earlier, like some of the questions you just don't ask yourself. So once you sit down and actually physically ask them, it's like, oh, okay, like I can do this, or, oh, I need to work on this. Right. And that's our goal. Our goal is for you to be real with yourself and have us help you figure it out through the book.
Okay. Ask that. Kayla, same question for you. Why do you feel like people should read the book, buy the book, participate in the book?
Yeah. So whether you're an athlete or not, I think that there are some questions in there that will help you with self-awareness. I think that that's a part of maturity and getting through life, is understanding not only yourself, but how you impact others as well. And I think some of these questions really dig deep at that. And then also, if you're an athlete, it's like your new coach in your pocket. Like Jada said, it's a workbook. So like you're working in it and it's a book, but you can always go back to that, right? So you can take those same questions a month from now, a year from now, and see how you've grown. Write those questions down on your own, on a new piece of paper, and just see what your new answers are. And now you can compare and contrast, right? And you can it could be a new talking discussion for somebody in your circle, right? Like, do you still see these character traits in me? I feel like this is how I've changed, but like, what's your insight? So again, it's your new coach. It's a motivator, but it's also going to challenge you to be vulnerable, which is one of my words I'm working on. So.
Yes. And literally, as you said that, the light bulb went off, the new game plan, because I know a little bit about football and I know they got the playbook. So this book is like their new playbook.
Amen. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. I love it. Same for you, Destiny. Why do you feel like it's important for people to read?
Yeah. One thing about this book, it's going to get you started on your journey. It's not a one-stop, fix-all, cure-all, because there's nothing in the world that can do that. But it's going to get you started, because some people are just afraid to start. They're like, all right, it's over. Now what? I don't know. I really don't know. And this book is light. It's less than 100 pages, and that was intentional. There was so much intention that went into this book. It's less than 100 pages because we didn't want it to be intimidating. We wanted it to be something that's like, okay, I can do this. And then it's workbook style. So it's not just, oh, I'm reading. No, there's bold text, there's quotes, there's motivation in there, because as Kayla said, it is your coach in your pocket. You can fold it up, throw it in your backpack, throw it in your purse, wherever you need to do, but it's going to be there with you. Maybe you just flip in and you're like, you know what? I just need some inspiration today. All right, cool. Go to a page with a quote and get your inspiration for the day. Maybe it's like, okay, I have time to self-reflect and really dig in. Okay, I'm gonna go to a page, sit down with my tea and really go through this exercise. We have that too. It has different exercises and different things for whatever you need for that day.
And you know what? I'm a journaler, right? And I think this book will be perfect. I'm personally going to purchase it. I wish I would have purchased it before this call, but y'all know money's a little tight. But anywho, it's called Getting to the Bag for a reason. Okay. Yes. But no, on a serious note, that's my favorite part about journaling. When you write down where you are and when you come back and you read those prompts and you read what you wrote and you can just see your journey in your words. And I think that's so powerful. So I love a good interactive book. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is one main thing that you want readers to take away? If you could tell anybody, this is the point I need you to get from this book, starting with Jada, what is the main takeaway?
I think for me, like the biggest thing is like, be real, right? Like we have a disclaimer on the back. Like if you come into this, like not wanting to move forward from it, like Destiny said, it's not a sprint, right? Like, but if you come into this with like, okay, I'm just gonna like write down stuff and keep it pushing, like you're not gonna get out what you need to get out from this book. So you have to sit down and be ready to be real. If you're not ready, that's okay. Maybe it's a conversation to call one of us and have that, talk before you get into the book. But it's really getting into the mindset of being real with yourself and being ready to move forward. And I think that's like the first battle.
That's the biggest step right there. Realizing that, okay, it's time to move on. It's time to take that first step. Destiny, what is the main takeaway for you?
So first thing is on the back of the book, there's a warning sign, like literally a warning sign. And we let you know that this book is not for everybody, because it's not. It's for people who are ready to be real with themselves, who are ready to accept the challenge of getting and becoming their best self and evolving into their best self. So the biggest takeaway is that you can do this. You are more than your sport and you define who that is. You can literally write your game plan yourself because you're in charge. You're in the driver's seat. No one is telling you to turn left or turn right. No one's telling you to show up at practice at 7 a.m., to be at study hall at this time, to be at the game at this time. No. What we're telling you is that you get to decide, are you waking up today or are you sleeping in? Are you slacking or are you actually stacking? What are you doing?
Ooh, Destiny is that coach. Like you're gonna be like, all right, girl, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, one more. How about you, Kayla? What is your main takeaway?
That transition is inevitable, no matter what stage you are in life. So as long as you come into it with that mindset, I don't think that you can lose anything. And I would say bring your toolbox. You have tools in there. You might just not know how to use them all to make all the pieces fit together, but you have those life experiences in your toolkit. And if you can pull on all of them, if you can be vulnerable, if you can remember that thing that you tried to file all the way back here and be real with yourself and write it down and try to work on that, you'll get something out of it. So transition is inevitable. And what are you going to do? What is your new game plan to, overcome this challenge?
Yes, and it's uncomfortable. Transition is not comfortable, right? But on the other side of that, you are going to come out a totally different person with a totally different experience that you can tell for yourself. So I love the warning sign. It's not for everybody. It's just for those that are ready, right?
Yes.
So transition to win. I always like to ask the 5-year plan. Destiny, what's the 5-year plan?
Yes. So right now, 5 years from now, of course, is to expand the brand. And I don't mean expand the brand where it's like, oh, I know who you are just for the sake of notoriety, but it's to expand the brand to help more athletes. That is the goal, to help more. So that could be more team meetings, more college appearances, more professional team meetings, whatever it may be, getting in front of more athletes and helping them on a larger scale. Right now, we're in 3 states. But I would love to hire and bring on and train more transition coaches. More coaches means more athletes are served. More athletes are served, we're accomplishing our mission. That's the goal.
Now talk about this collaborative effort, because y'all being in 3 different states, how does that work? JD, you brought it up first. We wrote this book in 3 different states. How is that process?
It's
go
for it.
Yeah. No, my bad, Des. I was just gonna say we're very real over here too. It's tough. It is tough. Like sometimes we are texting like, what time zone we in today? Like when are we Kayla's like, yo, it's dark outside. I'm tired.
Sounds about right, my Taurus sister.
So it is very tough. Like, and then our schedules are all different, right? Like when we started doing this, like we were all in COVID, and I think we had to shift, right? Because we all had time, like everyone had time during COVID, right? Like all at home. Then once things started going back to normal, like I, working for the Bucks, like I had games, especially when we were season, like we were moving fast. I was mid playoffs, like those games were every other day. But like the biggest thing that we do with each other is we're very honest. We're, if we can't meet, if we can't make it, like we are talking to each other and we're rescheduling, and we know like, hey, this is important. We have to get things done. Like we have to-do lists. But I think the most important thing and why we work, one is we keep God centered, right? Like we keep him above all of our plans. And I'm telling you, the amount of times that we're like, won't he do it? Like he made all of this fall in place, right? Like it was a very tough process, but a blessing in that sense as well. And like there were just some times that we were like, all right, let's be real. Like, can we not talk about business? Let's just talk about each other. Like we love we use our Tuesdays. We meet every Tuesday, and then we switch it sometimes if our schedules need to, but every Tuesday. And some of those Tuesdays are wine nights for the girls. And it is just so refreshing that we're so aligned with each other, and it works out. But it's mainly because we keep God so centered with this entire project.
Absolutely. You have to.
Absolutely.
Destiny, what was your input?
Oh, I was just saying like commitment, right? So even because we all have demanding schedules and are constantly moving across the country, even when we're in different states, we're still moving across the country doing different things. It's committed to being the change. Like literally Kayla staying up later because she's in a time zone that's before us, staying up later to commit to whatever it is that we're working on. It's literally commitment. And I appreciate both of them. And I say it all the time. I'm so proud of them, so thankful for them. And God knew what he was doing when he put us together.
Yes. And I would love to get your input too, Kayla. How do you prioritize your time? Because I know you like to go to bed, sis. So if gonna do something, she gonna go to bed. Okay.
If I gotta wake up at 3 a.m, that's okay. Because we're going to sleep right now because I need some energy. But no, I think I echo everything that they say. I think it's just respect for our purpose and knowing that, like, at the end of the day, what is our mission? So I think they kind of hit it on the nail, honestly. Commitment, sacrifice, and then the respect of the business. And to that point, I think, now I know that Destiny was at the Super Bowl and like, it's Tuesday. So she's like on the call, on the phone. And like you hear her in the back, like coordinating stuff. And I'm like, girl, we can reschedule. She's in LA, so on another time zone, but like we just make it work out of respect for the business. Sometimes we do got to check each other. Like we are not about to burn out. Focus on what you need to do and we'll reconvene. But again, it's just prioritizing the purpose.
Is there like a checker? Like is somebody like the checker? Like we're not about to do this.
See, we are always, when she said a line, we all check each other. We all check each other.
Okay, so there's like no specific checker.
Mm-mm. No, but Kayla, say what you're about to say because they need to hear that part. Say what you're about to say.
Oh, when I say a line, like it'll be like, man, it's Tuesday. Like we got transition to win today. Like, hold on, let me check the group chat. What was my task? Because we put the task for the next meeting in the group chat. But I mean, it's dreading it, and then Destiny send that text. Y'all, today was just, I don't know. I just need a break today. Either we're gonna have a girl night or like we just can't meet until next week. And it literally is always like, child, I'm glad or Jada or me, like we're just always on the same wavelength. Like I can't make that up.
And I'm so happy y'all do that because it can't be business all the time. Like you will burn out. No matter how hard working you want to be, no matter how hard you want to get stuff done, you need those nights. So I'm really happy that y'all take time for yourselves to do that. Well, I would love to get into my next segment here. My favorite segment, before we do that, where can we purchase the book? Where is the book?
Well, I know this says pre-order, ignore that. It is live. The book is for sale on barnesandnoble.com, which anytime I say that, I just have to thank God because I used to be a kid in Barnes and Noble that would spend hours walking in the aisles looking for the perfect book or sitting down and reading. And now to be a published author with these two amazing ladies on barnesandnoble.com just blows my mind. I just have to say thank you guys. So barnesandnoble.com, if you type in the new game plan, you don't have to type in the full title. It's the very first book that pops up.
Y'all know, y'all heard it. I'm putting it, well, I hope I can put it in the show notes. We're not on Instagram tonight, but it's going to be live, and I'm going to make sure I edit this clip so people know exactly where to buy that. And how can people work with you?
Yeah, so transitiontowin.com. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Transitiontowin.com. Transitiontowin.com. They can schedule an appointment. They can look at our service offerings. They can read more about each one of us and our bios. We gave you like a snippet, but each one of these ladies like downplayed themselves, including myself. Like, we're doing the thing. So you can read the bios, read all the services, all those types of things. More information on transitiontowin.com.
Absolutely. Y'all heard it here. Buy the book, support these beautiful Black queens. So proud of everything that y'all are doing. This is amazing. Y'all book is amazing. Y'all platform is amazing. Getting into give them their flowers. You know, we want to give back to the people who have given to you, people that have supported you, loved on you through your journey. Starting with Kayla, who would you like to give flowers to tonight?
Well, I got to give my flowers to the Lord, who's the head of my life, but I'm not gonna take us to church. In terms of a person though, definitely have to say Miss Beatrice, who I know Jada mentioned earlier. Outside of these two women, obviously gotta give them their flowers, but Miss Beatrice was like my grandma on campus. Like, she done made me cry. She done made me strong. She done made me tough. She done made me a businesswoman. So I have to give her flowers. And she is the reason I came to OU. She came to my high school, and when she spoke, she was just so empowering. And I was like, I want to talk like that. Like, I want to make that type of impact. So definitely Miss Beatrice. And if I could give one more, I gotta say Annie Valence, who is a woman that helped me. She was assigned to be my official faculty mentor when I got to OU, met me sophomore year and kind of seen me all the way through, have gotten jobs, all types of stuff from that woman. So got to give her flowers too.
Yes. And yes, Miss Beatrice, that's why representation matters. I want to talk like her. Yes. How about you, Jada?
Well, Kayla, of course, took Miss Beatrice from me, but that's okay. And I'm going to give her extra flowers as well. So she's going to get flowers from me and Kayla, but she is also the reason for me coming to OU, her and Ebony Porter. So I would throw some flowers to her as well. But like, if I never went to OU like this, I wouldn't have met these two ladies and then, you know, did what we did. Right. So it beyond a blessing, like when someone believes in you and when you don't even believe in yourself and they push you to continue to be the best version of yourself, like, you have to give that person their flowers, right? And like in college, like that transition was a little rough and like getting into college, right? But being able to be like, hey, like Miss Beatrice said, hey, you're here now, so you better show me. And I said, okay, I can't let her down. Like, I got to show her. So, you know, just very honored and blessed. I mean, if I could give out a million flowers, just our support system as well, like our families, our friends, like we have been very supportive, like get you a friend group that supports you and pushes you. It is beyond important. And, you know, whoever your support system is, like you have to have support, but I know all three of us are very blessed to have both of those. So.
Yes. And Miss Beatrice sound like she don't play.
Oh,
at all.
She is amazing.
And on to you, Destiny. Who are you giving flowers to tonight?
I am giving flowers to Diamond Price. Diamond Price is my big sister, and I would not be the woman I am today without her. I was the annoying little sister growing up, to where it's like I was always trying to get in the mix, and she didn't always want me to be in the mix. But when she went away to college to FAMU, shout out to FAMU, she and I literally became best friends and have been best friends to this day. Seeing her chase her dreams, seeing her not be afraid to change her dreams, seeing her coach and impact like young girls as a basketball coach. And I mean, a award-winning, undefeated, like state champ, like amazing basketball coach. I love seeing my sister thrive, and that encouraged me to chase my dreams, to not be afraid to be my authentic self. And if you change your mind, it's okay. Keep going. change your mind and then ball out in whatever area you want to ball out in. So I give my flowers to my sister, and I know she's tuned in live right now. So she's very shy. So hi, love you.
Yes, and shout out to everybody that y'all mentioned. Flowers for all. I always say flowers, bouquets, roses, and everything else. But no, seriously, and me giving my flowers to y'all. I really wish this could have been on Instagram Live, but it's totally okay because we have the footage. So people can tune into this interview and be inspired and motivated to really transition, get their lives together. It's time to get our lives together, y'all. We got to do it while getting to the bag, but we got to do it.
Yes.
Well, we're nearing the end of the show here. Is there anything, and I want, this is for Destiny, is there anything that we should be on the lookout for?
Good question. So right now you have the paperback version of the book, but we did go in the studio and we recorded an audio version. So you're going to get an audio version with all three of us talking. You're going to hear our personalities. And if you couldn't tell from today, we all have three distinct, very different personalities that blend great together, but they're distinct. So you get different coaches and different voices and different inflection. And it's going to keep you on your toes, whether you're listening to it in the gym, on your drive home, sitting at the house. You're going to be entertained. You're going to be motivated, because we're going to be your coaches in your ear. So look out for the audio version that will be coming very, very soon. But go to barnesandnoble.com to get the paper version.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all get to your nearest Barnes and Noble, and make sure y'all shout out the social media page. Destiny, go ahead and shout that out for me.
Transition to Win. Everything is Transition to Win. So just hit us up on IG at Transition to Win. If you want to hit us up on LinkedIn at just Transition to Win. And then you can always go to our website, transitiontowin.com.
That's right. Y'all don't play with LinkedIn. Anytime I am a LinkedIn head, I do not play. LinkedIn is the platform, y'all. So make sure y'all on all the platforms, make sure y'all hit them up. Well, this is the end of the show. And before we go, I would love for y'all to leave us with a positive note, starting with Kayla.
A positive note.
Yeah.
Keep God first in your life. And know that transitions are inevitable and that you can overcome them.
Come on. Follow that up, Jada.
That was good, girl. Something that I live by, it's actually one of my missions, is lifting as I climb, right? So make sure you're lifting people up, but don't forget to climb yourself, right? Don't remain stagnant, keep growing, so then you can also pour into others and continue to lift them up as well.
Come on.
And keep God first as well.
And Destiny, take us home.
All right. So my last bit of wisdom that I'm imparting is, don't be afraid to be your authentic self, whatever that is. If you're an introvert, that's fine. If you're an extrovert, that's great. Like, it all works. Be who you are. Don't try to fit into a box. Don't try to do something because that's what everyone else is doing. And don't try to do something because it's easy. If you are the person that takes the hard road and the long road, okay, be that person. Be that person authentically. If you're the person that is like, all right, I have a plan, but I'm too scared, I am challenging you to execute that plan. And if you need help executing that plan, reach out to one of us. We will help you execute.
Oh, beautiful nuggets of knowledge there to end my show. Send my viewers off with some positivity for the rest of the week. I want to thank you, ladies. Thank you for y'all time tonight. I know this is y'all meeting night, so I'm really, really appreciative for that. And for all of my other followers, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Columbus Black. Shout out to Mile. Next week, there will be no episode. Your girl will be traveling. So the following week, I'll make sure to post all the flyers. Don't worry about the dates, y'all. The dates will be on the flyers. We have an all male lineup coming to y'all next month. We had all females this month, all males next month. So continue y'all to rock with me. Get into the bag. Love y'all very much. And you ladies, y'all go have a great night. Have yourself a glass of wine and get some rest.
And thank you so much for the opportunity, the platform, the positivity, and the beautiful smile. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, keep doing what you're doing as well, and get into the bag, helping other people get to the bag, showcasing how other people get to the bag. Like, it's a great thing. So keep being amazing as well.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, sis. Thank you for this platform. It's amazing.
You're so welcome. All right, ladies, have a great night and thank you. Bye.